Tell me, my disciples, how faithfully do you serve the Lord?
Unsparingly and absolutely we serve the sacred Heavenly Father.
Good, good.
Our loyalty is unshakable.
You have learned well, Matthew.
What the fuck? To you I offer my right cheek, master.
Oh, fuck. Now, what about your possessions? Have you sold everything you own and given the money to the poor?
Hell yeah. I got absolutely jack shit left. Well, apart from this little old cloak right here.
Then you must sell your cloak and use the money to buy a sword.
Oh, I was gonna do that anyways.
And what about you, Judas? When will you be trading your cloak for a sword?
What a preposterous question.
Excuse me?
Even by your standards, that is one of the most absurd demands ever to have been made of me.
It's a perfectly reasonable request, Judas.
For what purpose would I, or indeed any of us, need a sword? Under your direct command, Jesus, we have reduced ourselves to spineless, supine pacifists, willing to take a beating in deference to the Prince of Peace.
Do not suppose I come to bring peace. I come to bring a sword.
Once again, we bear witness to your half-baked, bone-headed directorship. Has it ever occurred to you to plan ahead? Was it perhaps an administrative oversight that allowed you to divest us of our every possession before announcing we ought to be investing in a stockpile of weaponry?
Look, we don't need to plan ahead. Consider the ravens. They neither toil nor sow. They have neither storehouse nor barn. Yet God provides them with all the sustenance they need. And they're the shitty little birds. We're fucking loads more important to God than a fucking raven.
It's time for your anointment, Master.
Fuck yeah! You got the good shit this time, didn't ya?
It's nothing less than the purest nard. It has a street value of 300 denarius.
I say unto you, I smell fucking sexy! Here, you missed a bit, darling.
It would be prudent, would it not, for us to sell this perfume and use the proceeds to assist the poor, the lame, and the disenfranchised. On the streets of this very town are orphaned children sick with hunger. Can you not find it within yourself to at least share your wealth?
Nah, fuck that shit. You're always gonna have some dirty, poor fuckers looking at you like you're a fucking free meal ticket. But the thing is, you will not always have me.
This is infanticide, masquerading as theology. You, Jesus, are soaked from head to toe in the blood of the poor. It would require considerably more than nard to mask the stench of your degeneracy.
Well, if you think you could have done a better job, maybe you should have fulfilled a few fucking prophecies, dickhead.
Have mercy on me, O Lord, Son of David. My daughter is suffering from what this culture calls demonic possession, but will be known in the future as dissociative identity disorder. She needs help urgently.
Bitch, he busy.
Oh, teacher, please help me find a reputable behavioral therapist and a doctor who can prescribe chlorpromazine hydrochloride.
Will you tell this bitch to fuck off?
Teacher, I followed the smell of nard from 3 blocks away. It is clear that you have an abundance of wealth, yet I have not 1 shekel. Just 1 small donation, Lord, will help transform my daughter's quality of life.
Jesus Christ, she's doing my fucking head in.
I beg of you.
Woman, assuredly I say unto you, It is not good to take bread from the children and throw it to the dogs.
Are you seriously calling this woman a dog? She asks for help and you publicly traduce her character. You refuse to help her for no other reason than she is a Canaanite. It appears, Jesus, that you are very selective in your acts of benevolence.
No, I'm not.
May I remind you that you recently took the trouble to save the life of Lazarus?
So?
Lazarus, brother of Mary?
Yeah?
Mary, the woman who is currently smothering your head or your feet, depending on which version of this event is being used as a source, in aromatic oil with the equivalent value of 11 months' wages.
What is your point?
Lazarus, brother of Martha, who has provided, at her family's own expense, a veritable feast of rich food and fine wine in your honor, Jesus.
I have absolutely no idea what you mean.
Lazarus, who, rumor has it, has underwritten the expenses of your ministry for years.
Here, now wait a minute.
You, Jesus, are the sole beneficiary of this family's unfathomably generous donations. You bask in undeserved extravagance, a plutocrat drunk on your own self-importance, bigotry and ignorance.
Ah, fuck off. What am I supposed to do if someone just happens to give me a shitload of cash? Well, give it away to the poor?
Now I know that standards have slipped in the last few years in Bethany, but for a Messiah you are remarkably cavalier without any idea of justice. May I remind you that your own prescribed philosophy is to give all you have to those in need.
You what? When have I ever said anything like that? I say unto you, right, that the kingdom of heaven, right, is like, it's like 10 virgins, right, who took their lamps and they went out to meet the bridegroom, and 5 of them were foolish and they didn't take any oil with them, and the other 5, they was wise, right, and they took plenty of spare oil. And then, right, at midnight, the bridegroom arrives, and the wise virgins, they were selfish little bitches who would not share any of their oil. So them foolish virgins, right, their lamps went out, didn't they? And obviously they got locked out of the marriage feast because the bridegroom had absolutely no way of knowing who they were, right? And that is why you should never help people who don't fucking help themselves.
Foolish virgins.
A man's life does not consist of the abundance of his possessions.
Oh yeah? Well, you won't be needing that fucking cloak then, will ya? Maybe you should sell it and buy me a fucking sword, you selfish little cunt.
Jesus, you are utterly and completely contemptible. I speak on behalf of the tens of millions, maybe more, around the world who know the truth about you. When I say this, it will not be necessary to secure anyone's permission prior to each insertion. When you go fuck yourself.
What he said.
And that is 100% historically accurate, folks.